Hey everyone, this is Rachel, and today I'm here with a new scrapbooking process video. Thanks so much for joining me here, and I hope you enjoy. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome, and I would love it if you would become a subscriber. You can also click on the notification bell so you always know when I have a new video up. Alright folks, let's get going! Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be using the Simple Stories Kate and Ash line, which is kind of their new teenage girl, fun and poppy, bright colors line that just came out. So of course, I'm going to use it for my cat. So I'm starting off using the stencil, which I believe is called Scattered Hearts, that actually came out with this line, and two different Distress Oxide inks that I am just ink blending through the stencil. I am using Cracked Pistachio, and then I want to say the other one is Tumbled Glass. I'm like 98% sure it's Tumbled Glass, and then the other 2% would be that it's Broken China. But that looks too light for Broken China. So let's go with Tumbled Glass. And basically I'm just going to choose 3 different spots on my white cardstock, and I'm just doing some very simple ink blending, nothing spectacular. Part of one of them pretty much gets all covered up, but I know I'm going to be doing a limited pattern paper, not a ton of pattern paper on this particular layout, so I wanted to give the background some interest, and that's how I decided to do it, just some really light mixed media. So now that I've got that, and I'm just giving it a few minutes to dry, I'm going to go ahead and decide which I've already done the mixed media, which pattern papers I have decided to choose. I am Zooming with friends, as I've been doing a lot this summer, so I probably should have edited a little bit more out than I realized. I do apologize for that. So I go ahead and trim off the branding strip of the white cardstock. I have 2 photos here that are very, very similar, and while I go ahead and tear this really bright and fun triangle paper that I'm going to be using behind that those 2 photos, I will say this particular layout is about my cat and how she hovers over me whilst I am teleworking and having meetings on my computer, because she is very fascinated by the voices coming out of my computer. So that is what this particular layout is about. I then trimmed off a piece of this pattern paper, and I'm going to use this very light aqua with a little micro polka dot on there, and I'm going to cut a banner into both sides. So basically I just cut a 2-inch block of the paper and then trimmed it in half, and I'm kind of just overlaying it at an angle as I did both my photos, and that will then be a horizontal piece that comes out the edge of my right-hand photo. That is where my title is going to go. So I just have this kind of horizontal block of photos and paper, and then that will basically be where the main part of my layout is occurring. Alrighty, I really should have done a slightly better job at editing. I do apologize. There's a lot of dead space going on here. Oops. Alright, so from the Thickers set, that it's not Thickers because it's made by Simple Stories, it is foam-backed stickers. Covered in a thin chipboard, and a lot of those on that particular, well, almost all of them are title pieces. I picked out the words "So Sassy" because that does in fact describe Miss Xanthe to a T. Now, as I was pulling out this chipboard camera, all of these chipboard pieces started falling out, and so I just went, never mind, I'm just gonna push them all out. So I did manage to remember to cut away from that. That is a pet peeve of mine, and it's funny because I was watching Sandy Reversky, who is Steak Goddess on YouTube. She was having the same rant about chipboard pieces that fall out of their backing, and it's just, once that happens, it's very hard to store them. Anyway, total tangent there. So I pull out that camera. I'm going to use that under my title. I also pull out the word oof, which kind of describes how it is when, whether I'm running a meeting or I'm watching a meeting or anything like that, and she's all in my view or in my face or joining the meeting. And it's like, as you guys who have watched my videos know, it is very difficult to dissuade her from what she wants to do. She is a cat. I do have to live with that. I made the choice to have a cat. All right, another tangent. Woo, it's tangent day. Yay. So I also picked up the journaling bits, I think, or bits and pieces, something like that, along with those foam stickers and the chipboard pieces. So from that die cut pack, I pull out that floral frame as well as a couple of the phrase die cuts. I pull out that scattered heart with the black circle. I'm not going to end up using it. It's too black up in the top corner. As you can see, I originally had picked a longer journaling, but really this is not a journaling heavy layout. It's just kind of, you know, an everyday situation occurrence now that I am teleworking. I also pulled out those two floral chipboard pieces as I thought it needed more multicolor items on my layout. So as you can see, I pulled off that black die cut. I then put on the epoxy flare, which is from an Etsy studio called Happy Scrappin' Studios. I then went back to the foam stickers and I pulled out a couple of hearts, but apparently I haven't done that quite yet. I decided instead I need to actually start gluing some stuff down. So I get down my journaling spot. I then adhere the floral chipboard pieces using some liquid glue, because even though they are simple storage chipboard pieces, as with any chipboard piece, it still needs extra adhesive. Now I want that frame to almost be complete up in the corner. I am going to go ahead and just run it a little bit off, but I still want a little bit of the frame at the top. I then add those phrase die cuts as well as the epoxy flare. For those of you who purchase that, just make sure you use a dry adhesive with that. It warns on the packaging to not use a wet adhesive. I believe she uses an inkjet printer, so there's a chance that the ink could run if you use a liquid adhesive. Going ahead and putting down my journaling, and as I mentioned, it's just the fact that Ms. Xanthi does quite enjoy hovering over me or joining in when I have meetings whilst teleworking. So here's where I go ahead and pull out a couple more of the foam stickers. I just thought I needed just a little bit more, and so I chose these two hearts, and that adds just the right amount of what I am looking for. I'm going to go ahead and trim off using my trimmer. Because I've got that frame so close to the edge there, I was afraid that if I used my scissors, I would accidentally cut the frame. So I decided to go ahead and just very slowly use my trimmer. I'm thinking about adding that last bit of the frame, and I decide I do want to add that just underneath my photo. It just softens that corner just a little bit. I've got quite a few harsh endings right at the bottom there, whereas the top has the curvy frame, it's got the torn paper, and I just thought that bottom portion there needed a little bit of softness. I'm going to finish off this layout with some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine, and that will complete my layout for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. Here are some still shots as well as a final photo of my layout. If you hang out till the end, there will be a link to another video you may enjoy, as well as a button to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys once again. Have a wonderful day. Bye everyone.